2011 marks the 70th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor and the 10th anniversary of the terrorist attacks on 9/11.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. No matter how long it may take us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory.
Not until September the 11th in 2001
From now on, we're going to
will the United States see another attack of such magnitude on American soil.
Freedom itself was attacked this morning by a faceless coward, and freedom will be defended.
Let's go!
I'm proud to serve each and every one.
This year we mark 10 years of continuous combat operations in which the United States has relentlessly taken the fight to the enemy.
We're going to be here for the people, no matter what it takes.
Build relations with the locals. It's obviously the key to win the war.
The fighting in the area is getting better, and they only shoot a couple bursts and then they leave because they know we're going to kill them.
We will not stand down until the mission is complete and our nation is once again secure.
The indomitable spirit comes not only from the proud tradition of our nation, but from the confidence that our military forces will ensure no act of aggression against the United States goes unanswered.
Thank you for your strength, your understanding, and your support.
The Marine Corps just yesterday celebrated a birthday, the 236th anniversary of its existence.
That's nice. And you're a part of it? Should
Yes.
we be saluting you as well, Greg Kelly? Why aren't you marching in this New York City Veterans Day parade?
You make it sound like I'm dereliction of duty or something like that. It's a joy to watch.
This is great to have you in the booth because you have a history.
Well, the FDNY band, by the way, and there's Sal Casano,
On the phone.
the commissioner.
I'm glad he's not texting. It's much better he's talking. It might be a serious matter.
He does have a fire department to run as he marches in the parade. Sal Casano, by the way, a veteran of the Vietnam conflict. I did not know that until today.
Correct. That's correct. And that's the lead organization this year. The veterans of Vietnam are the ones that are being honored today.
Now, officially, we're calling this the 50th anniversary of the beginning of the Vietnam War. 343, by the way, 343 firefighters who were lost on September 11th, 2001.
We're looking at the New York City Fire Department, and this is a great day. It's a little crisp out here in New York City, but it's perfect marching weather and remembering weather.
And I have to
It's
tell you,
getting warmer right now, though. Can you tell it?
That's the heater working.
There we
Mr.
go.
and it's well attended, by the way. This is not the St. Patrick's Day parade. This is not the Thanksgiving Day parade. You know, it's happening during a weekday during the business hours. So this was not always the best attended of the parades, but we have a very, very good turnout. I'm really pleased to see this. Let's go back to Elise Zwick. She's our former Miss New York, who's providing special coverage for us. Hello, Elise.
Hello, and I'm here with Lieutenant General Mulholland. How are you, sir?
Oh, good. Yourself?
Good, thank you. Now, can you tell us a little bit about your service and what is so special about Veterans Day to you today?
Well, I had the privilege of commanding the 5th Special Forces Group in the task force that first went into Afghanistan after the attacks of 9/11. My men are the horse soldiers that we were talking about in service. So this Veterans Day is very important to us. 10 years of war fighting, bringing this back to the people of New York.
Definitely. We're so honored to have you with us today and being involved in such a wonderful event here in New York City. So thank you.
Good. Well, the privilege is ours. Thank you very much.
And thank you for your service. Back to you.
All right, Elise, thank you very much. We are thrilled to have a military superstar with us. Retired General David Petraeus, a native New Yorker, a hero who currently has a very big job, director of the CIA. General Petraeus, great to see you, sir.
Great to be here. Wonderful to be here in the Big Apple on this biggest Veterans Day celebration in all of America, and with my 101st Airborne Division hat as a new veteran.
Screaming Eagles.
We are honored to have you with us in the booth this morning, and we just wonder, as you're here on Fifth Avenue, walking up Fifth Avenue with all these men and women who've sacrificed so much, what goes through your mind?
Well, first of all, the outpouring of support is tremendous. To walk up this great thoroughfare up Fifth Avenue and to see people 5 and 10 deep all the way for block after block is just extraordinary. And it reminds you of the way New York responded after the attacks of 9/11, frankly. So it really is wonderful to be here, and it's wonderful to see the support for those who have worn our nation's uniform in some pretty tough places over the years.
General Petraeus, by the way, of course, is responsible in large part for the surge in Iraq that seemed to really turn things around in that country. I know a lot of people are very grateful for your service. I am curious, though, about your new job, Director of Central Intelligence. You're a natural for it. How do you like it so far?
Oh, I love it. People ask me how I'm doing, and I say I'm living the dream. It is truly extraordinary. It's a phenomenal mission, a great organization, and above all, just the best workforce around. It's just really something.
Well, you're very close to the White House, and a lot of people say perhaps someday we may be seeing you sitting in the White House.
Well,
what do you think about that?
That would be bad intelligence, actually. There we go.
Joe Petraeus, you grew up not too far from New York City. What town are you from?
Cornwall and Hudson, just north of West Point. It's about an hour drive north of here.
And for whatever reason, New York, we do have a military presence here. West Point isn't that far. Fort Hamilton is here, but it doesn't feel like a military town, perhaps because there's so much else going on in New York. But when troops show up in uniform, New Yorkers just can't seem to get enough of them.
Well, first of all, there are well over 200,000 veterans living in the city itself. And beyond that, there is an embrace. I've been here during Fleet Week. I've been here for various celebrations over the years in uniform. And the warmth and the outreach and the hospitality, generosity really is unparalleled, I think.
It's really nice. Dave, a lot of people know you're in your military career. Could you share with them a little bit about the time separation when you and Holly were apart and what the demands were on you in particular over this period of time when you served overseas?
Well, I think like a lot of people who wore the uniform over the last decade or so, there's been a number of periods of separation. I think it's somewhere around 6.5 or 7 of the last 10 years. I was deployed either in Bosnia, 4 years in Iraq, of course, a year in Afghanistan, and then a substantial portion of the time at Central Command.
Now you have
but that's not unique. We do have a son who's serving. In fact, he was in Afghanistan. He beat me to Afghanistan and was there for the first 6 months that I was the commander there. We're very proud of him, an infantry lieutenant, MIT graduate, and he got shot at just about every time he went outside the wire.
General, I know that you're very involved with helping the military when they come home get financial help.
Yeah.
What
so
can
is
be
my
done?
wife, by the way. Well, I think, first of all, just to find a great existing organization and to pile on. And there are numerous of them. I'm not going to endorse one here. That may be one right there. Who knows?
The general is getting upstage. Do they know who's talking here?
This is, I think they would call it the sound of freedom. So motorcycle enthusiasts coming out to support.
These are the fire riders of New York City.
That is the sound of freedom. That's exactly
There
right.
you go.
An awful lot of those are veterans, as you can see. In fact, not all of them. So, no, in fact, as you know, my wife is also with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and has the portfolio that looks out for our members, service members and their families.
General, we've heard reports veterans getting out of the military. Unemployment levels seem to be higher for veterans than their civilian counterparts. Why do you think that is?
Well, hard to say why it is, but I'll tell you what we need to do, and that is that there need to be efforts to reach out to those who have left service, particularly those, of course, who have served in harm's way downrange, and do everything we can to take care of them and to look after their families as well.
General David Petraeus, currently the director of the Central Intelligence Agency. It is a thrill to see you again, and thank you for your service. Continued success.
Well, thanks for covering this great event. It's a privilege to be with you.
Thank you. An honor.
Thanks, bud.
Hey, coming up the parade route right now is the Horse Soldier statue. Now, you know about this statue. It was commissioned to recognize the men who rode those horses into battle. But also, it has something to do with 9/11.
Well, they rode those horses into battle in Afghanistan in 2001. I mean, I know about B-2 bombers and a high-tech laser-guided approach to warfare. It was kind of amazing and amazingly creative for the military to use horses in battle in the fall of 2001. This statue commemorates an amazing moment in military history. The general is actually still sitting with us. General, I was shocked when I saw those pictures of U.S. soldiers in 2001 on horseback engaging the enemy.
Adaptable, flexible, whatever it takes.
But it almost seems like it would be a bullseye on their back. It would seem like they'd be so vulnerable out there. Was it another, am I wrong by saying something like that?
Well, we had something called air power, and we're not fans of fair fights if we can avoid them. And indeed, what they were doing was they were setting conditions by which we could bring to bear all these other combat enablers, air power, and so forth, and that's what really turned the tide there.
Thank you so much again, General. And we're going to enjoy the parade for just a moment. As this statue comes by the way, it will be on display near Ground Zero in the World Financial Center for the next, I think, several months. They'll be looking for a permanent location, but the public will be able to enjoy this.
And we actually have a feature about this horse soldier statue. Please take a look.
4 horsemen of 9/11 round up.
If we wanted to move,
that was
horses were the only way.
4 commandos from the same operational detachment team. They've rounded up to share for the first time their personal stories and photos of that secret mission with us, and to inspire artist Dow Bloomberg at his studio in Kentucky.
This is so cool.
And then I look back, and here comes this troop of horses, the picture you saw coming over this hill.
For most, it was their first time on a horse, but their mission was crucial. Synchronize tribal warfare against the Taliban and Al-Qaeda by riding with and advising rival Northern Alliance warlords. This team and 2 others rode Afghan stallions trained to run towards gunfire and explosions. They even witnessed a cavalry charge.
And it really looked like something you would envision in the Old Testament that, Cecil B. DeMille would film when Charlton Heston comes walking out of one of those buildings.
Their medic Joe Young continued the mission with a broken back after his horse slid and fell on him.
2 shots of morphine, and to relieve the pain, I would not allow myself to be the weak link. That's not in my nature, and it's not in any Green Beret's nature.
American sentiment was, we need to go get those bastards. And that was the bottom line. And
the teams attacked back with airstrikes. Air Force combat controllers like Bart Decker used laser designators to guide bombs onto targets. 10 years later, these horse soldier stories are being memorialized, translated into art for a monument near the World Trade Center site.
The image, I think, typifies the special operations mission of get the job done, however you have to do it, adapt, overcome.
These are the guys who have your back. These are the guys who are now watching an eternal vigil over Ground Zero. The falling of these towers launched us off on horseback. And now we're watching over you guys. We have your back.
Alex Quaid, DeMossville, Kentucky.